In this video, we're going to cover an advanced strategy, and that is, should you listen to company tips? And the answer is emphatically no, but also yes. So when there are big events and different things going on, Lyft or Uber will send out text or messages to say, hey, you should be here at this place. And they'll say stuff like, hey, go here and you will earn big. Coldplay, Pizza Luce, Irish Fare, maximize rides, and different things like that. And for those who have been driving for some time, they've noticed that a lot of times these don't pan out exactly the way Lyft advertises them. That's why I do appreciate things when they say stuff likely. And the thing is, Lyft is looking out for their best interest first, and then secondly, us. They want us to make good money, and there's a constant tension, and I'm sympathetic towards it. They're not evil in this. There's a constant tension of making sure we get paid well and are happy, and then also passengers aren't getting burned. If they do not advertise these events and pump them up, then lots of passengers will get huge primetime fees. And if they consistently get that, they're not going to want to take rideshare anymore. And then it's not a good deal, because rideshare is good for people. It saves people money. But if it's constantly primetime, there's no drivers, then it's going to be really bad, even though there'll be some really, really happy drivers. So there's a tension they're constantly playing. So here's the question. Should you listen to these tips when you get them in? Yes, because you can use them to your advantage, but no, don't take it for all it's worth. First, if you are listening to my instruction from my other videos on how to manage events and where to find them, you're going to know if they're busy or not, and you're going to know all the other events. These aren't all the events going on that night. And so my other videos will teach you all the other events. So this should be nothing new for you. However, a lot of drivers actually don't keep track of all the events. So this is new for them. And so what these texts do is it will pump up these events to get drivers on the road who normally wouldn't drive. And what that's going to do is going to cost way more drivers sometimes than there are demands. Unless it's a mega event, so something like 60,000 people will be there, where there's just not enough drivers to handle any demand, even if they pump it up for weeks. Unless they do that, it's not going to. It's going to hurt you if it's a middle-sized event. So for instance, we had the X Games here not long ago, and it was pumped up a lot. Frankly, it didn't surge at all. It was a flop for the most part, and because tons of drivers got super excited and hit the roads, and it supplied all the demand, which is good for the company. Passengers are probably pretty happy about that, but for us, it wasn't helpful. So I use these texts, and I know some veteran drivers have unsubscribed because they're sick of it. What I want to say is I want to know what Lyft is pumping up so that I can be strategic. Should I listen to it or should I avoid it? So for instance, sometimes if I, let's say it's a Thursday night and they're pumping up an event, and I've looked at the event schedule and there's no other events going on that night, I'm probably not going to drive, because unless it's a mega event, they're going to oversaturate it with drivers, and I'm not going to get good fee, so I'm going to just take that night off. Or I'm going to position myself to other historically busy places in the city that the event's not at, and I know a lot of drivers are going to gravitate away from those because they're trying to get the big event. And so use these tips and be strategic, but be smarter than this. Do your research and know where all the events are going on, and use this as a way to either take days off or position yourself in better locations. So hopefully this was helpful. This is an advanced tactic, and hope this is going to help you make a lot more money. And